Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. This time, Rachel and I are going to be traveling from Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, to the archipelago of the Azores, which is a group of islands that belong to Portugal, located in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, between Europe and America. Accompany us to discover this amazing place on Earth. So everyone, we finally got to the Azores. We are right now in Punta Delgada, which is the capital of São Miguel Island. Here, which is the biggest island, I believe, of the archipelago. And we are extremely excited because I believe this is most definitely one of the best hotels we've been at in our history, of like traveling. So this is definitely quite big, and we're very happy with the size of the room, and the views that we've got actually is kind of like cute because you can see like the palm trees and stuff. And yeah, I think that this place is going to be majestic and fantastic.
However, there was a very interesting story that we'd like to share with you. When we came to the reception, they asked if we'd like to open a bar tab, where we can basically pay for all our drinks at the end. But what they didn't tell us is that we have to pay €100 deposit before we open the tab. So we said, no thank you, we'll just pay for our drinks individually.
We decided to come out for dinner, and since this is going to be our first evening here, we thought, you know what, let's go for a nice steak. And that's why we got to a steakhouse right in the historical center, and we are going to go for a nice steak with, in my case, some mushroom sauce, and Richard's going to get something which is local basically. And yeah, and we are going to have a nice caipirinha to drink.
Cachaça from Brazil.
Good morning everyone, so today is our first morning here in Punta Delgada, São Miguel Island in the Azores. So right now we are in the town, so we want to find a place where to have breakfast, and we have heard they've got very special type of pastéis de nata here, and that is
Passion fruit pastéis de nata.
so let's see if we can find it. That sounds kind of appetizing, to be honest with you.
The restaurant behind us is the place where we went to have supposedly an amazing steak last night. Little did we know that when the steak got to our plate, it was extremely tough, hard, literally it nearly broke like 2 of my teeth, and it was mainly just gristle and fat, so I don't recommend eating steak here.
So unfortunately, we couldn't find the ones that we wanted to find, which is basically the passion fruit pastéis de natas, but we found the normal ones, and they're just as tasty. So, to Portugal. If you don't know where to start your day in Punta Delgada, I would recommend you to come to the heart of the old town, by Igreja Matriz de São Sebastião, which is a 16th century church featuring beautiful Portuguese architectural styles. This is one of the oldest buildings on the archipelago, due to the fact that it was built shortly after the conquest of the islands by the Portuguese. Punta Delgada itself was founded back in 1450. One of the good things about Punta Delgada, it's the fact that it is a middle-sized town, and that means that you don't need any vehicle, to be honest, to get to any part of the town, because everything is within walking distances. There is only one single thing that you might not like about the archipelago, and that's its very unstable climate. It can rain at any time during the day, so when you come here, don't forget to bring your umbrella.
Right behind me is the Fortress São Brás, one of the oldest fortresses in Portugal. It's a very hot day today, so we are absolutely enjoying every moment of it. It's sunny, we've got life.
kitchen here in the Azores. So today we're going to be cooking some Nicaraguan shrimps, and we bought them today at the supermarket. And yeah, so basically we are going to be cooking them with Portuguese olive oil, and also we are going to be using some like very, I would say, special thing here in Portugal, which is actually kind of like a thing of Portugal. They actually have some like special chips which basically you use to like cook. They actually use it to cook the cod fish. So we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be using a lot of garlic, which we bought also at the supermarket. And yeah, so we're extremely excited. And of course, we bought something really interesting. We got some local gin, which is made of maracuya. And yeah, I suppose that everything is going to be extremely nice. When you come to the Azores, do not miss the opportunity to try the famous local ananas, which is Portuguese for pineapple. Apparently, it's one of the best in the world. Right after lunch, we decided to come to the swimming pool. Now we are going to tell you how cold the water is. So everyone, here we are in the swimming pool. We came here for a nice dip, which is kind of nice. A tiny bit cold, but not really that bad. So basically we had a bit of a drama today. So, yesterday, actually it started yesterday. So we basically got in the room and we saw a massive cockroach, lying on the floor, and we thought, okay, that's kind of disgusting. And we thought that we were going to tell them, and then we thought, you know what, doesn't really matter. Maybe it's just like once in a long time that we're going to see a cockroach lying on the floor in a 4-star hotel. And then today, when we, began to cook and stuff, we basically saw this massive cockroach, another one, alive, this time alive, jumping in front of us like if it was daring us, And in the process, we broke a glass because we were drinking, some local gin. And then we broke it, unfortunately, and when we went down to reception, the woman said, well, I'm sorry about the cockroach, but you will have to pay for that. And I was like, no, wait a minute. Do we have to pay for a glass when we were trying to kill more than one cockroach in your 4-star hotel? That's a bit crazy, to be honest with you. It's like, that is so disgusting to see cockroaches.
So, because we complained and we made a bit of a scandal, they upgraded our room. We have an amazing place here. Come. First of all, they've given us fruit, wine, and we have a lovely terrace overlooking the sea. Come with me. Voila. Can it get better than this? So this just goes to show that if there's something bad in your hotel, you always need to complain about it, because then you will reap the fruits of your labor.
When you come to Punta Delgada, try to find any spot that is kind of high, because from there you will be able to see a lot of the landscapes. The island is really beautiful and lush green. You are going to see beauty in any direction that you see. For the end of the day, we decided to visit the botanical garden José do Canto, which is situated to the north of the old town of Punta Delgada. As you enter the botanical garden, you might see one of the most symbolic animals of Portugal, the rooster. This is considered to be a symbol of faith, good luck, and justice. So when you see one, do not hesitate to take a picture, but of course while respecting its private space. In any case, as you walk through the botanical garden, you are going to see extremely beautiful and exotic plants brought from many corners of the world, including from places like Brazil, Australia, and Japan. Today is our second day here in the Azores, and we found this lovely sushi buffet situated right in the center of the old town, and this is what we are going to be having for lunch. today is our third day here in San Miguel, the Azores, and we decided to, just like leave the town and just go to another place, somewhere different. And we got to this place called Riviera Grande, which is not far away from Punta Delgada, and it takes more or less like an hour if you come by public transport. But then if you have your car, I suppose it would take like 30 minutes maybe?
40.
Yeah, it's not that far away. It's just really beautiful, and the landscapes, my goodness, absolutely wonderful. Riviera Grande is a very famous spot for surfers. They come from all over Europe and many other countries around the world, due to the fact that it's got a very ample beach, and to be honest, the sea seems kind of rough. So unless you are a professional, just don't try, because I don't think that it's going to end quite well. And the water might be extremely cold as well. From my perspective, Riviera Grande should be a massive place when you come to San Miguel Island. Specifically, because in this town you're going to see how relentless, mighty and immense the Atlantic Ocean is. I even got a bit scared just to see the endless mass of water. It is like if you somehow experience some sort of adrenaline, because you can feel the breeze and you can hear the roaring sounds of the waves. But of course, do not forget to go for a stroll around the old town of Riviera Grande. You would be surprised by the amount of incredible and historical buildings in its historical town. However, I do have to say that my favorite part of it is the nature surrounding the town, which is pristine and gorgeous. Good morning everyone. Today is our fourth day here in Punta Delgada, and that's why we are going to Furnas, which is one of the favorite places for tourists and even for locals, due to the fact that there are some amazing and wonderful hot springs, and that's why everyone goes there to relax. Until today we got to experience the real weather of the Azores. It's raining cats and dogs, and I know that most people will hate this fact, but guess what? I don't. I love it. I love when it rains, and I feel that finally I'm getting my 100% Azores experience. At some point during the journey, we went through this very dense forest, and for some reason it made me think about the film Twilight, the one that was shot in Washington DC in the USA. What do you think? This is where Rishi and I are going to be staying for 3 nights, and I have to say that we are going to have a lot of space here because we decided to get a house, and it is kind of big and we have a lovely view from the backyard, and so this is where we're going to be staying in this lovely town called Furnas. By the way, if you don't know about this place, this is where they've got all the geysers and hot springs and stuff, so if you come to the Azores, you should come here. As soon as we got settled in our accommodation, we decided to come straight away to one of the most amazing places on earth, and I'm talking about the hot springs called Poza da Doña Beija. It is literally one of the most magical places Richley and I have been to in our lives. To enter this place, you will have to pay only €8 for 1.5 hours. In my opinion, this is just enough in order to have a relaxation time. Good morning everyone, so today is going to be our first full day here in Furnas, and right now we are on our way to see the geysers, which is basically where you see the steaming water coming from the underground. Because the islands are of volcanic origin, that basically means that they obviously rose from the ocean, like because of volcanic eruption. I don't know how long time ago, but obviously a few hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And yeah, so that's why throughout the island you can find hot springs, and there are a few volcanoes which I presume are not active anymore, but they were active at some point in history. And yeah, so this is what we're going to be seeing today.
Here it's extremely wet, cloudy, misty, very different from Ponta Delgada. It's incredible that you can have a very big change just by crossing the island.
Can you imagine that on the way to the calderas we found this plaque with these tiles, and can you believe that there is the year of my birth, which is 1997, and my first two names, which is basically Victor Manuel. What do you think about the green here?
It is too green for me. I think I'm having like a green overload. Everywhere you look, there's green, you know. Green hills, green trees, green mountains, green everything. So if green is your color, you definitely have to come to the Azores.
If you are tired and stressed of your life back home, if you live in a massive city, the Azores would be the exact thing that you need in order to get rid of that horrible stress that is making your life impossible. Over here, you would have the opportunity to reconnect with one of the most important and beautiful things that we have in this world. That thing is nature. And believe me, in the Azores you will get a lot of it. We finally got to the iconic calderas of Furnas. This is the reason why many people come over here when they come to the Azores, because they want to see the geysers. And this place is really beautiful, not just because of the geysers, but obviously because Furnas has this amazing lush greenery that you can see everywhere. And also because you get to see this very peculiar, I would say, plant, which is presumably here since dinosaur times. So this place is absolutely amazing, and it kind of makes you feel like if you were in the field Jurassic Park.
Everywhere you go here, you smell something like boiled eggs or some sort of egg smell, but this is obviously due to the chemicals, the rock formations and stuff, and this is why here you feel as though you're about to have like a boiled egg or an omelette.
We're eating.
Can you believe this is sweet corn cooked in the springs right here in Furnas, and it is delicious.
We decided to give the Azores a second chance, and that's why we ordered a tomahawk steak. Believe me, this time it was a real success. It was really nice and very tasty. Right now we are walking towards the Lake of Furnas, which is most definitely one of the most important sites in the town. However, to get there by foot, you will have to walk around 40 minutes. But believe me, with all this beautiful greenery, you are going to literally enjoy it indeed. And also, you might burn a few calories. By the Lake of Furnas, you're going to see the second group of geysers. Those ones are known as Fumarolas Legodas Furnas. You might also have the opportunity to see people digging holes in the ground, which is where they put the typical pot full of meat and vegetables, and then they wait for hours until everything is tender and cooked. And that's how they prepare the famous Furnas cocido. Right now we're going to have a lovely cup of coffee overlooking the lake. And unfortunately, we also have come to the end of the first part of our adventure here in Portugal. Next time that you see us, we're going to be in Lisbon. in mainland Portugal. Thank you very much for watching the video, and if you like it, remember to not forget to subscribe to the channel and to give us a thumbs up. See you next time!